Hey guys, my name's Brandon and I'm the founder of Barefoot Comics. I am 25. I have dyslexia, I have severe ADHD, I have a severe anxiety disorder, and I also suffer from complex PTSD. My mental health record is not pretty. Basically, I couldn't even join the Girl Scouts if I wanted to. I hated it. I hated everything about it. I couldn't read, I couldn't write. I was the lowest person in my year. Mark-wise, I was also the oldest because as I repeated kindergarten. But I was always the lowest person in the year. Never passed a test, wouldn't know how. NAPLAN, I was the lowest band in the state every time. I thought I was dumb. I thought I was a waste of time. My self-esteem through school was destroyed. I never thought I'd amount to much or I was capable of much. You could have blown my self-esteem over with a soft blow. It was that bad. But for some reason, and I don't know why, I always kept trying. That's all I had to do. Show up. That's all I could do. So I ended up graduating year 12 by showing up. It wasn't pretty. There was no A pluses. There was no story of great achievements. It was I just showed up and then school ended and I didn't know what to do. At the age of 19, I graduated high school and realised I was completely illiterate. Realised that I couldn't read, couldn't spell my own name. I didn't understand what a clock said on the wall. I couldn't even understand what year I was born and how that worked. But with the help of my beautiful partner, Rebecca, and the help of comic books, I taught myself. I taught myself at 19 how to read. I taught myself the basics of writing. In a nutshell, comics was what got me to where I am today. If it wasn't for a comic book that I've read countless times now, which is Garth Ennis' Punisher Volume 1, that book was one of the things that got me into reading. I didn't understand a single word that was in there to start off with. I just thought the pictures were cool and it made me feel good when I would flick through it. And like a lot of people, they would hide their ability to their literacy with the idea of buying really expensive books that you couldn't even understand because you needed a PhD. You know what I mean? You'd walk out of the bookshop with Neil deGrasse Tyson's newest theory on black holes. And you couldn't even read Go Dog Go. But you wanted to give the perception that you could. The perception that you were normal. The idea of being a chameleon, as I like to think about it. Not being yourself, being what the world or the situation needs you so you can hide in the background and pretend like you're not even there. But back to the comic. I flicked through that thing over 1,000 times. All the pictures, I could have almost sketched them. But the words always evaded me. So what I did is every time I would try to read it and I got to a word, I would voice to text, I would Google, I would do everything I could to learn the words because I loved it that much. I loved the comic book so much. Basically, through that and through a lot of patience, I started to understand the words. I started to read. I started to feel like I was understanding the story and I taught myself how to read. Not the greatest. I couldn't win a spelling bee, but practically in a situation with life, I was literate enough to get through. Comic books mean the world to me. And the Punisher being my favourite character is basically because he struggles. Spider-Man as well struggles. The idea of they never actually win. They save the day, they get through the day, but they never actually win because there's always another battle to go or always another fight to be done. There's always another day. And I think, to give you guys some advice for myself, acceptance. This is dyslexia, mental health, everything. It's not about beating it. It's not about conquering it because you can't, because you're different, because it's part of you. What you need to learn is to accept it, wear it proudly, and let it be part of you. Don't hide from it because it only festers. Accept it and work with what you've got. Accept the fact that you have a limitation that just means that the school system and the way that people learn in society doesn't program with you. But it doesn't mean you have to stop. You are phenomenal. You think differently. You work out problems in ways people won't. If you're given the chance to be you and let your brain do what it wants to do, it will get to what you want to do. You will be able to achieve PhDs. You'll be able to do whatever you want. The problem is with a lot of it is it's that the world needs you to be a certain thing. And I don't think that's true. I think you can be whatever you want to be. And how you do it or how you complete a task is completely up to you. And it's learning that you have to adapt to the situations around you, not that the situations around you have to stay the same and you have to try fit a circle into a square shape. You can use your own techniques, your own ways, your own understanding of the world. Some reflection for parents, or like what I would think I would do if I was a parent, would be listen to your kids, listen to them, allow them to be their creative selves, allow them to fail and get up and build resilience and understand that the world can be a cruel place, but through hard work and their dedication, they can achieve great things and anything they want to achieve. Dyslexia is not a battle. It doesn't have to be. If you accept it and if you are willing to work with it and be yourself and be who you are, there is nothing that can stand in your way. You guys are truly the incredible thinkers of the world. There's so many things that you think of that no one else will, or ways, or difference, or solutions. Just because the world needs it one way doesn't mean you have to do it that way. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you.